Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we have a very special guest and his name is Dante Walker. So listen up, right? Dante Walker is an amazing guy, super authentic, and he's really successful e-commerce. And throughout his years of actually running e-commerce businesses, he has generated multiple millions on his multiple stores and brands, and he has a lot to share about e-commerce. And in this live interview that you're about to listen to, we not only go through the e-commerce strategies, like starting with like Facebook ads, the different strategies to build your e-commerce business, but we also go deep into mindset, into living a fulfilling lifestyle. And I feel like this video has so much value. It's gonna be so crazy because I feel like this video, we not only just share about e-commerce mindset, but we also went really authentic. We talk about the things that no one, literally like no other e-commerce gurus talk about. We talk about our fears. We talk about you know what I mean, right? As you start watching the video, it shit gets real. You could sense that we both like super transparent, super authentic. And I feel like you guys are gonna absolutely love this video because I've had so much fun making this video, and I know that you guys are gonna love it as well. It's gonna be super authentic, and yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Alright guys, so welcome back to another video, and on this video I have a special guest, and his name is Dante Walker. And if you guys haven't seen him before, he's basically a really successful e-commerce entrepreneur, and he generated massive results on your online business, and I'm not wrong, he generated like multiple 7 figures or something. So on this video, we're gonna be sharing with you guys, some of the things that Dante had actually went through in his business, his story, where he came from, and give you guys some practical e-commerce strategies and give you guys some mindset tips to really help you take your business and your life to the next level, right? So yeah, to kind of start off, why not just kind of take us through where you came from, your story, and the kind of results that you generated today, because I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people are actually interested in.
Yeah, so where I came from, my story, I'm basically just an entrepreneur from Texas. I started wanting to be an entrepreneur when I was like 16 years old, and I went through a lot of different businesses. Long story short, I went from like selling everything. I remember the first thing that I did was I sold like just started selling shit at my house. I literally like sold my trumpet. I sold like everything like that on eBay, and I was selling stuff on Craigslist. And I think like I made like $6,000 to $8,000 one summer. And I would just basically just randomly just started like I just had this kind of like entrepreneurial mindset and drive. And I was I got into like reading like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and I just always wanted to like just be an entrepreneur and kind of do this kind of thing. And basically, long story short, when I was 22, I ended up getting into like Shopify dropshipping. After losing a bunch of money, I actually like gained a bunch of money, like $40,000 up until that point. When I was 22, I had an app business where we were doing this web app for this Brazilian modeling agency, and it was like $12,000 deals, and it was just like great. And that kind of dried up, and I had to like go into other stuff, and I did all kind of just makeshift businesses. But I actually ended up losing like everything that I worked on like right before I had my massive success. So I probably lost about like $40,000, $42,000 like in like one like pretty quick swoop. And I was like pretty much depressed for like 3 days. I just didn't go anywhere. I was just like, fuck, like, I can't believe what happened. And then like after that, I saw this thing by Chris Record, like this about like like Facebook ads and this kind of stuff. And I basically just took out some credit cards, man. I was like, man, I gotta do something. I was like, I gotta do something. I didn't have any money, and I was like, I would just do whatever. Like I was like, I will be successful. Like I don't care. I just do whatever. It's like do or die. And I took out like $4,000 in credit cards, like this kind of thing, and I started that business. And long story short, I went from Chris Record, and I learned about like what Shopify dropshipping was and a bunch of stuff, and got into like the online internet marketing world, and I started learning about all these kinds of things. And in about 8 months of doing Shopify dropshipping, I like started reaching like my first, like I think my first crazy time was like my $30,000 day. Like back then, like it was like that 30,000 was like, I think it was over 50% profit. Like it was insane.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was like 20 something. It was like 20 something profit. I think it was like that 30,000 was like, it was like 20. It was like right at 1920 profit. It was insane. So yeah, once I started doing that, I started hitting like, I think that month it was like, it was like a 270K month and this kind of stuff. And then since then, I've obviously done like multiple 7 figures. I think I've done like, right, if you count all the brands and stuff that I've like worked with and stuff, it's like 3.8 or something. Like nothing crazy. Like obviously it's pretty good, right? But still multiple seven figures, and I've been able to like live like a pretty good lifestyle and travel. Like right now, I'm out in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and I've actually helped a lot of students as well, multiple seven figure students, students doing like multiple 6-figure months and all this kind of stuff as well. So that's kind of like, I guess, my story, my background, and yeah, that's why I'm here.
That's awesome, man. So sounds like you had like a really tough start in a business where you lost a lot of money, eventually getting some success, and now you're helping like a ton of people, achieve massive results in your business. But one thing that I'm really curious about, because you said that you went from zero to like doing over $227,000 per month in dropshipping within like the first 8 months. Am I right?
Yeah. So like it was so all right. So to explain that a little bit more in detail, I had $40,000 like saved up, and I basically lost it. Like I basically lost it. Through, I lost it through like trying to get clients through like different web deals and this kind of stuff, and I got scammed out of money and all kind of stuff. I'm not gonna get into it, but I lost a shit ton of money, and I was depressed for like I remember when I lost the money, it was like everything that I had worked. I was 21, I think, at that time. And I remember I know this is gonna sound sad, but it's just the fucking truth. Like I'm just gonna tell like the truth. I remember turning 21 and just it was like the worst birthday ever. Like I was so broke. Like I was so broke, and I was just and I was like, I'm 20. I remember going to the fucking store, bro, and buying alcohol. And I was like, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. And I bought some alcohol, and I was just sad. I was like, this sucks. And I just spit it out, and I was just worried about my business and shit. But it was actually pretty fucked up. But I was 21, and I lost all of that money and shit. And I was super sad and depressed. And I was just fuck, man, like what am I gonna do? I can't believe it's just you just feel I'm just trying to be a good person. I'm trying to do good business and stuff. Why is this happening to me? Why me? Right? Just super. Peak victimhood, right? And I was just sitting there just feeling so bad for myself, and I don't know, it's just 2 days later I saw a video by a video that Alex Becker did, and he was interviewing somebody, and it was just this person had actually went through something that was extremely tough as well, and he actually lost more money than I did. He had lost multiple 7 figures, and wow. His family, he had borrowed a bunch of money from family, 50,000-60,000, and lost that and this kind of stuff. And I started just being well, damn, maybe my situation isn't that bad. And I was well, I have my health, I have this, I still had a couple $1,000s saved, and I just stopped feeling so bad about myself. And I was just okay, what can I do? And what can I do? And then I ran across the something about how to run Facebook ads. It was a 3-0 method, I remember back then, about getting a bunch of this was wild west. This was 2015, 2000. So this was right when Facebook ads really kind of started to become a thing, and it was very easy to make shit go viral. Facebook was basically just giving away ad space. It was just insane. And yeah, from there I ended up getting I think a couple months later, I ended up getting into Shopify dropshipping somehow, just because that was my introduction into the online marketing world, I guess you could say. Before that, I didn't really know this kind of thing existed. You can market online and do this kind of stuff. And from there, I just got into Facebook ads, and I was pretty good at it. I liked it, and I was doing I think I was doing 6 to 10K per month, pretty consistently for a while. And then it would go up to 12K, and I remember I was staying at around 12 to 15K for pretty much for 6 months, 6 or 7 months. And then right at my 8th month, that's when I hit boom. It was just I was just in. I was man, I gotta find I want to find this winning product. And I remember the whole story. You want to get it? It was a pretty crazy story as well. This is how focused my mind was. I was at Wendy's, and I remember I was on my phone. And I was fuck, man. I was looking at, I was just following Facebook pages, and I remember looking at, it was a jacket. And I saw this thing, and I was that's pretty fucking dope. I saw this on this page, but they wasn't really selling it like that. I just saw this jacket, and I sent literally, I was just there in Wendy's eating my fucking chicken sandwich, just my mom was just there. And I screenshotted it, and I sent it to my supplier, and I was hey, can you make something like this, or do you have something similar like this? And she had something that was very similar to that exact product. like literally like right there in Wendy's. I sent it to my team, and I posted that product. Like literally, I sent it to my team. They got it up, and I posted the product like on my page, like because I had a giant Facebook page for marketing at that point, like in a specific niche. I think it was over like 80,000 fans or something, and like from even just from posting it on the Facebook page, and this was back when Facebook pages actually had fucking reach, right? Like you can actually like reach your fans from posting on your Facebook page, and just from posting on that Facebook page, that particular product, I think it made me like $300-400, like just sitting. It had got like it had got like a good amount of orders with no ads, just posting on my page, and it was like a bunch of people saying I want this working out, like I need this kind of thing, take my money. I was like, oh shit. So like we turned it into an ad, and then like that particular product, I mean it did like I think I spent like it was some crazy shit, bro. Like it was like spending like $500-600. Like I remember my craziest day ROI wise on that product, because it went like so viral, like it just went crazy. And then like I think the craziest ROI day was like it spent like $600 and made like 11K back. And then that's when I was like, okay, like, yeah, it was like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was like crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I got to like boost this. Like, that's what, like that kind of, it was hard to mess it up. And then I started just spending more and more money on it. And yeah, I had some issues because I'm like, bro, like, how the fuck am I, because I hadn't dealt with like orders on a massive scale or anything like that. And I was like, how am I even going to like fulfill this shit? How am I going to do this kind of stuff? But then I figured it out. Yeah, that was kind of like, specifically how I went from like, going broke to like that kind of point. And then from there, it's just like everything was momentum at that point, from that point forward.
Interesting. So do you think that the reason why you actually went from doing like 6 to 10K per month to doing like over 200K the next month comes from the product? How important do you think Facebook ads strategy is compared to, like actually finding a right product to sell? Because what I noticed throughout my whole, e-commerce journey is there are basically two ways to run an e-commerce business, right? The first way is you just test like a bunch of products. And the second way is you pick a product that you want to sell and you try to optimize it using like really good ads, like learning how to run Facebook ads properly. So for you, what do you think is actually important? Actually mastering the Facebook ads process, or just, finding a really good product to sell?
I mean, for those kind of products, honestly, it's the product, bro. like that thing is like, I could have sold that no matter what, bro. Like, it's just like, I think, at least for how, it could be done both ways, but from my experience, like, for me, it's been more heavily weighted on like how good the product or offer is. Now, there's ways that you can get momentum. Like, say, for example, if I test something in the beard niche, or if I test something in the men's grooming niche, and I'll go, okay, cool. Like, are there other products that can, or I may be getting a lot of clicks or something like that. And I go like, okay, is there another product that does the same thing that hasn't been sold yet, or this kind of thing? But for me, it's been mostly just like finding like really, really, really good offers and then kind of building around that. But how I will do it now is like, maybe I'll test like 20 products, and then from those 20 products, maybe like usually around 20%, 20 to 15% of those will be actually something that's getting either good sales or good traffic or something like this. And then from those, I will start to like try to find different angles or try to pull in different products. But for the kind of products that you're talking about making like multiple 5 figures per day and this kind of stuff, for me, my experience has been like, those things just take off. Like I did not just that in that situation, but I've had obviously a lot of products over the years that have done like multiple 5 figures, and usually they have just been strong offers. Like usually they sell pretty well off the top. Now obviously you have to know how to optimize your Facebook ads and really run your ads to get the most out of it and this kind of thing. But usually the offers do pretty well from the beginning, like within the first like couple of days, and then from there you have to learn how to like optimize and this kind of stuff. But the product is extremely, extremely important. Like you can't what they say, like you can't
mess it up.
Yeah, you can't mess it up. No, I was gonna say something different. I was gonna say you can't like put makeup on a pig, or you can't polish shit. You can't polish a turd, right? Like it's still a turd, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah, so. Yeah, it's got to have something there to begin with, but yeah.
Interesting. So recently I've been kind of like really tuning into like my whole like strategy, and I kind of realized that, like a lot of people, for example, they take this saturated product and they are still able to make it work. So for example, one of the recent like YouTubers I've been following, his name is called Gabriel St-Germain. So he took this like really saturated, like, back posture corrector, and he turned it into a seven-figure of like product. So I was kind of wondering, do you think making like good ads for like a particular product, how important do you think it is for like people when they're actually testing Facebook ads to create really good video ads? And how do you recommend someone to actually, say, for example, like make good ads to like sell the product? Hope the
Yeah.
question makes sense.
So like for that as well, like obviously again, like I would say this, like everything works and everything doesn't work, right? Like for example, like for like I know Gabriel has like a really dope ass YouTube channel. I watch his channel as well. It's really good and it's really valuable. He can maybe take a product that is, or he's had experience taking a product that is saturated and then creating different ads and things like that and then making it work again, right? So obviously everything works and it doesn't work. So like just know like anything, like, because I've had stuff where like I literally will have a product exactly that's working for me and I would like give it to a student. I give it to like 5 different students. It only works for like 1 student in their ad account. And then like everything work. Like just know like when you get an advice from any, what you would call like Shopify gurus, anybody on YouTube or anything like this, just know like it's just something to test, and you have to develop a system and a strategy and a general framework of knowing how to test and then drilling down your data and things like that. So just know like, everything works and doesn't work, and you have to like test what actually works for you. But as far as it goes, like with ads and creatives and this kind of stuff as well, what I actually do recommend for students, like for my first big winner product, it was actually a photo. So I actually like tell people, I recommend like, I say test 50%, I tell them to test like half, or like maybe like these days, maybe like 60% video, and then half like if a product is applicable to be applicable to work with, if it's a product that makes sense that will work with the photo. Like some products, like you have to actually demonstrate how they work, right? Like you have to do that. But for like many products, especially if you're testing like 20, like usually for the most part, you can find some kind of photo for, I would say at least like maybe most products that you can still like kind of sell it. So I tell people like test 50% video, 50% photo. You'll be surprised at like the results. And that's been probably like my results as well has come from 50%. Like I would say like it's literally been mixed. But as far as for creating video creatives as well, definitely like the video makes all the difference. Like I've tested, like I give you an example. Like I had a student right now. He had a product. On his 3rd day, he had already sold like 40 of them, and he was about to scale. Yeah, like 2 days ago. This is a student. Like he was actually about to about to scale up this product, and the creative. I don't know where he got the creative from or anything like that, but the creative, it actually like got like it got pulled because the person that, I guess he used it from an Instagram influencer or something like that, and the person that he was using it from saw it that early, which is very unlucky. Like I was just like, damn, bro. Like they saw, like usually, I mean, again, like this kind of stuff. Like if that does happen, I recommend that you. I'm making a point, but if that does happen, I recommend that you. This happened to me in the past, and I just like literally just pay the person. Like I'm like, hey, like can I use this video for like, or I just reach out to him and just say, hey, like just give him some money to use the video. Like it's worth it. But what happened was he ended up just making another video, and it just didn't work as well. Like it just didn't like work the same, or it didn't like convert the same. So all that to say is like obviously the creative and the ad and this kind of stuff can like definitely make all the difference in like how your market perceives it. And I would say as well, if you're gonna test a product, it's good to test at least like 2 to 3 different creatives. And the first like couple seconds of the creative matters the most, because that is what people see when they stop, right? Like you need to demonstrate the exact value or wow factor, something that demonstrates like why they would buy the product in as much of a like shocking or cool way as possible in the first couple seconds. And this is going to make all the difference in the world. So yeah, I mean that's what I think about it. And you could do that with a combination of YouTube videos, combination of matching up YouTube videos. Actually, another really good place that I find to get clips for particular products, and that I've never had a problem using these kind of video clips, is from Amazon reviews, because
Oh,
usually,
that's my...
yeah, because usually like I mean, usually just people that just bought a product and they want to just like test it out. So they're not like really selling it, or like they're not like, they're not like some kind of company or something like that. So they don't really, it's not really, especially if you like match them up. So like this kind of thing as well. Also too, like disclaimer, like nothing I'm telling you is specific legal advice or anything like that. So I don't want to, this kind of shit. Right. This is all like allegedly. But yeah, like they have some really good videos on like Amazon reviews, or like or you can just get stuff from YouTube, or you can make all your own videos as well, this kind of stuff. So these are just different options but yeah. So yeah, that's like kind of like my thoughts on creatives, and
that's some good thoughts, man. Good thoughts. So yeah, the next question that I kind of have in mind is, say for example, someone who is watching this video right now, he's very new to dropshipping. He might be like a beginner that kind of know what dropshipping is about, but haven't exactly kind of like go in depth on like Facebook ads and setting up the store and everything. What advice would you give to someone who say is interested in starting their own online e-commerce business? How should he actually go about things? Who should he listen to?
Who should he listen to? I would say who you should listen to is just the person that you feel like you connect with the most. Like just whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's anybody else on YouTube. I mean, the person that you should listen to is just the person that you feel like that you can, that obviously that has that explains the information in a way that that resonates with you, and maybe their story resonates with you or whatever have you. So who you should listen to, as long as provided that they do have good results and good information. It's a multitude of sources. But as far as like how you should go about it, I would say as a beginner, you need to, as a beginner, like usually the number one thing that you're going to be restricted in is going to be budget. Like as a beginner, you just like broke and beginner go hand in hand, right? For most people. Yeah. So usually as a beginner, you need to do like some budgeting and some strategy and this kind of stuff. You need to know exactly where you are, like whether you have $1,000, whether you have $2,000, whether you have $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, or whatever. Like how much money can I spend on this? If you have a little bit more money, then maybe you can get more results faster because you can get education. You can do this kind of stuff as well. But you need to really budget out a strategy to say, okay, cool. Like I can spend this much on ads. I can spend this much on education. I can spend this much on this kind of thing. And I would tell you, as a beginner, you need to spend 80% of your time, energy, effort, and money or whatever on actually taking action. So actually putting that into running ads and this kind of stuff as well, because it's kind of like studying. Like you can watch all the videos you want to about playing basketball. You can watch 10 million videos on like LeBron James. You can watch every fucking NBA game in the world and this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you still got to get on the court and take a shot, right? So as a beginner, it is much more important to, get on the court. And for us, that's getting out there and running Facebook ads and running some ads and this kind of stuff, because you're going to make mistakes, you're going to fuck up, and you're going to pay a stupid tax in the beginning. So that's just going to happen. And just, you need to minimize your mistakes that you make and know how much money, because a very common, the reason why I say the thing with the budget, because a very common thing that I see with beginners is they spend like way too much money on like something that's not working. And I'm just like, yo, like, why did you spend that much money into that, like that product or that ad or this kind of stuff? They get emotionally attached. It's very common. And you need to be aware of that. Be very strict with your numbers. Again, be very strict with your budget. Know how much you can spend per product. Know how much you should spend to get a sale and this kind of stuff as well, so that you can kind of like, that you don't overspend and this kind of thing. Because again, like, your main for like 99% of beginners, your main restriction is going to be budget, and you just need to be like conscious of this, and how you're going to get out there and take action, this kind of stuff. So that's what I would say about being a beginner. That's how I would go about it. And just taking information from someone who, like I said, like you resonate with, that actually has results, and that they explain information in a way that really is clear and concise, and that you feel like you can take action on.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I kind of resonate with that as well, because I realized that for me, when I first started having success, especially in my own business, right, I was, like running a lot of ads. I was doing like 3, 4, 5K per day in revenue. And when I first started like have my first massive breakthrough, I was getting like good results of making profits. But the next month after, I stopped checking my numbers. I stopped, creating like new ads. I didn't only use like one ad for that particular product I was selling. And so happened that, I was doing around $100,000 that month. I did $100,000 in revenue that month, and I realized that I made $0 in profit because I didn't know my numbers, right? I didn't know how much money I needed to invest in the ads.
Yeah, and side note for you guys who are getting started as well, there's a really good app for that. Now it's called, like, we didn't have it when we started, but it's called Order Metrics. So for you guys who need to know your numbers and stuff, that's very important to have, I would say, as a beginner as well, because you need to know your numbers, and Order Metrics it'll do it for you. So yeah, but yeah.
I agree 100%. The Order Metrics is a great tool, and I use that to track my numbers. Mm-hmm. So let's say, for example, if someone, what do you think is the main reason why a beginner is not able to move past the beginner stage? Why is someone not able to find a winning product? Why is someone not able to make sales with Facebook ads? What do you think is actually hindering them? Is it like a mindset, or is it like Because I know for you have like many students in, like even right now and in the past, you coach like a lot of people. So what do you think is actually stopping people from going to the next level? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, the thing that for sure, without a doubt, is is personal, is stuff that's going on in their personal life. Like, I'm just gonna say it, like for the most part, like it's very hard to get massive results in business if you are not singularly mindedly focus on that and that one thing only. Like when you have, it sounds good to tell people like, hey, like you can have a full-time family. You can have a family full-time. You can do those things, and you can have like a full-time job, a family, like 3 kids, this kind of stuff as well, and have a massive Shopify success business and this kind of stuff. But like, bro, like 99% of the time, like when you look at the people who get the massive successes is people who are able to like just put so many hours and so much energy and so much time into like thinking about like how to make this work and this kind of thing, or they got some good success early and they were able to like really focus on that business and really grow it. And like most of the time I see, like, again, it fucking sucks to say, but it's just the truth. Like most of the things that are holding people back is, especially if you have like kids early on in life and you have like a big family and you have a lot of stuff that's going on, like it's just a fact of life that, like, when you have kids, they take a lot of resources, they take a lot of money, they take a lot of time, they take a lot of this kind of stuff. Like it just is what it is. Cause like I noticed it because like I literally had a student and she was like, this has happened. Like I see this pattern a lot. Like I've talked about it, and it sucks to tell people this, but it is the truth. Like it's just true. Like when you have all these extra things that suck away from your business, that suck time and energy away from your business, whether it be like other jobs, other responsibilities, all this kind of stuff, it's just very hard. And you can't, the reason I say kids is because like you can't get away from that shit. Like it's like you have to, you do, like I'm just saying, like it sounds fucked up, but like you have to be there to attend for them, and it takes a lot of time and energy away from this kind of thing. The second thing will just be other jobs and just not being like serious, because again, it takes a tense amount of energy, time, and focus to be able to produce these results like single-mindedly, right? So all that to say is like I find it's just personal stuff. Like either they have too many outside obligations, whether it be family job, other stuff that they want to do, and they can't focus on their business as much as they need to put in the time and energy for it to work. Or they're just not that serious and they don't understand the commitment that it takes to actually see the type of results that they think that they want in their business at the time. But for the most part, if you focus the time, energy, and effort that you take, and you have enough mental awareness to know where your downfalls are, like where you're making mistakes and things like that, then you will move forward. But for the most people I see, like they just can't get over this barrier of like, it's just very hard. Like again too, because when you have all this personal stuff going on, it's just like you have patterns and stuff of like procrastinating. You have like, it's just like a bunch of shit that just spirals down. And just like, for the most part, when I work with people, I would see like for the first 1 or 2 weeks they'll be like on it, but then like after like that first 2 weeks is like almost impossible. Like you can't really fake it. You can't really fake it for more than like 21 days, and then like your old habits, your old lifestyle patterns and stuff. Like unless you want to make a change, and for most people, unless they go through like some really negative, traumatizing experience that forces them to like be 100% into like I have to make this shit work or nothing. For the most part, it's like, you know, like I said, for the first 1 or 2 weeks, they're like super motivated, and they're kind of like, oh man, like I can't make the call today, man. Like I got this other thing, or oh man, like you know, like did you set up the ads today? Oh no, man, like you know, I set up like half of them, but I'll get, you know, it's just kind of like damn, bro, like what you want to do? Like what do you think is gonna happen then? You know, like so it's definitely always personal still. Like it's just always like something in these patterns. You know, yeah.
I kind of agree, man. I feel like, the reason why most people, they are not successful is because their why is not strong enough. The reason why they actually started e-commerce or any online business is not strong enough, you know. So
let me say something real quick. I want to say like people like, bro, you can have a family, you can be successful and have a family. So I don't want because we're like, oh, he hates kids. Yeah. Let me just say that, but like it's just a fact that like obviously. You know, it's just like the same reason why like you don't have a fucking kid when you're like 16 years old, because obviously like it's not a good choice, because having a child, you know, requires a lot of like resources and at every level. So like the same thing with a business, like, you know, like it wouldn't be smart to like try to start a business or like you get the point, but. It's just to say, like, obviously you can have a family being successful. Like, obviously you can have other jobs and be successful. Obviously you can do all these kind of other things. But when I narrow down the most, when I see that people have all these other like huge obligations, obviously it just is going to you know, cause problems. But definitely you can still be successful with those things. And I'm not anti-kid. I'm not anti-family. I'm not anti any of this. Like, obviously not at all. Like, most of people's why is for their family, and why they do these things is because they want to improve life for themselves and their families. Yeah, but I just, you know, that's just a harsh truth. But yeah,
and I kind of want to throw it into like kind of, you know, reframe a little bit. It's not just kids, you know, it's about the time spent in your day. So for example, you know, if right now you are because on my YouTube channel, we have a lot of millennials, we have a lot of like people from 18 to 25 years. So most of them, they're not married, most of them, they don't have kids. My best advice for you is to look at a time where investing a lot of energy in, because for a lot of people, right, say for example, like millennials, young adults, they spend a lot of their energy in like shit which don't actually help them, right? So for example, for some people it could be, you know, like going out too much, you know, getting fucked up at the club every single night, you know, so they are spending like 6 hours, you know, this kind of shit, right? So it's about sacrificing the time in your life that you're willing to let go of. So during the time that you're not partying, you're not, you know, going out drinking, you are actually working, right? So investing the time to it. You don't necessarily have to like give up the things which you are very attached to, like for example, like your kids. No,
and that's the thing too. I'm not. Exactly, that sounds so crazy. I know.
That's about it could be, you know, you're going out too much with your friends, you're hanging out too much with your friends. Kind of see, like, how can you like step back a little bit so that you put some time into your business, put more energy in your business. And maybe it's not even like friends, maybe it's some habits that are not serving you. It could be watching too much TV, you know, watching like Netflix every single day, watching the drama every single day. Maybe instead of watching for 3 hours, you can see how can you actually like reduce your time. Maybe just watch for 1 hour and spend like 2 hours working on business. So it's about finding the balance and integrating business into your lifestyle. I don't believe in really like sacrificing. I believe more in like integrating like, you know, business into your lifestyle, because if you really want to live like a fulfilling lifestyle, you gotta have a very like holistic. You gotta be well-rounded in everything. You need to have good health. You have good social life, good relationships. Because if you don't have good relationships, it will in a way also like mess up your business, because you won't be in a nice and good state of consciousness to be able to like focus on. That's what I find for me, you know, when my relationships in my life, you know, my social life is really, really horrible. When I'm working, I would be thinking about going out and partying, and I won't be focusing on the work. But if I'm in my life where I'm just like so fulfilled, and oh man, my social life is awesome, you know, I have like great relationships, my health is awesome, I'm going to the gym, I'm exercising. When I'm work, just there, you know, I'm just present, I'm just like focusing on the work. So I believe in creating a lifestyle, not creating a lifestyle around your business, but creating a lifestyle with your business in a sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but that's like the way you
have to.
So you don't have to sacrifice your kids or anything.
No, and that's not what I'm telling. Definitely. I want to make that clear, guys. I'm not saying that, but it's just like these things. Like obviously, like, you know, like you said, like going out, or all these things that take a lot of time, energy, and effort, and all this kind of stuff away from you. Obviously, the more of those things that you have, just the less that you're able to put into business and this kind of stuff as well. And with when it comes to like you said, like having a well-rounded, I guess like levels of life or whatever you want to call it, health. That's definitely number one. Like for me, like without health, you're nothing. Like without health, you'll be dead right now. So like, health is definitely number one. Definitely with the social life as well, because if you don't, like you said, if you don't have a good like social life or like friends or relationships and this kind of stuff, you'll be thinking about going out partying and doing this kind of stuff. So you have to have like everything kind of set up, or like or even if you are able to like get success in this kind of way, like when you get it, it'll probably manifest, especially when you get money and stuff.
Fulfilled.
Yeah, it won't be fulfilling, and it will
probably
probably
feel like 100% fulfilled.
Yeah, and it will probably manifest in a negative way. I know that kind of happened to me, like when I had like because like for me, like I got success in like a very super, like I was fucking crazy, bro. Like I was working like so many hours per day. Like I just wanted to like get out of I just wanted to like make money and like this kind of stuff. When I actually did have all the money and stuff, like it was probably one of the I felt like pretty shitty, bro. Like to be honest, like I was just like, man, like I remember I bought like this new apartment. And I was just sitting there, and I had I think I had like 300, it was like whatever it was, well over $250,000 cash just sitting in my bank account, and more money coming in every day and this kind of stuff. And I was just like not happy. I was like, fuck, man, like I just like feel like sad or something. Like I was just like, what the hell is like wrong with me? And that's when I started like traveling, like doing events and stuff. But like even when I had that money, I got not get into specific stuff, like it started to manifest itself in like negative ways, right? Because I had these resources now, but I hadn't like fixed some of the mental things that were going on, and like some of the these kind of aspects. So like as I started to get at these resources, certain things started to like manifest like in a negative way. Like nothing too crazy, but it's just like you start noticing this kind of stuff. So you want to definitely make sure, like, I mean, you may have to be single minded, obviously to get the success, but obviously you want to start to kind of, have a healthy like overall like view on every like part of your life, so that you can be long term with it.
Yeah, 100% agree. To kind of like add on to that, right? So, cause right now you're pretty successful in your, you have like your money and and all that kind of stuff. So, what motivates you? I'm kind of curious on that as well. What motivates you to want to, like work on the stores, to want to like help more people? What actually motivates you nowadays? Now that you have like pretty much everything,
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't have everything for sure. That's for sure. Like, I know what you're saying. You have like. Yeah. I would say what motivates me is just like, I mean, really just about being happy, man. That's really why I'm out here in Thailand right now. Just kind of really like, just enjoy it. Because like you said, I have been doing it for like a lot of years. I've been traveling around. I've been doing this kind of stuff as well. And like the reason why I actually recently just made this move is because, I was kind of just feeling fun. Even as recently as like 3 months ago, I was just like, man, like I've been making this money. I've been doing this kind of stuff. And like, I just kind of question, like, it just feel like I was just going in a cycle. Like I just like, like, I want to be like, why am I doing this? Right? Like, why am I doing all this kind of stuff? So really like my biggest thing lately has just been trying to understand like myself and understand like who I am, why I think the way that I think, why do I do things the way that I do them, what it is. So I'm actually still going through the, I guess the process of discovery. I'm 25 right now, so still pretty young, but still trying to go through the process of like, discovering like who I am and like why I do things the way that I do them and this kind of stuff as well. I think mostly right now just like I like making content, like having conversations like these that actually help people. Actually like at live events, I like doing those as well. And yeah, man, and just being able to like help people change their lives and this kind of stuff as well. I think that's just probably the biggest thing. I remember when I had my first event, it was actually in Singapore, weirdly enough. But it was actually my first event was like halfway across the world in Singapore. And all the people showed up, and like I remember just like just having people just being like, come up to me and just be like, man, like I watched this video and I was able to actually, I watched the videos that you did on like YouTube or like Facebook at the time was where I was actually like dropping a bunch of videos. And, I was able to like generate this money and like change my life. And I watched your stuff on like Monster and stuff, and it actually helped me. And I was like, damn, like at that time I was just like, damn, like I'm just a fucking dude, man. Like I was just like living in like my mom's house, and like I just made some money. and like now I'm like halfway across the world. Like I made some money, bought an apartment. Like now I'm like halfway across the world, and like these people telling me like something that I made inspired them. Like that's so crazy to me. Like damn, like that's crazy. And like I remember like being like, man, like I like this feeling. Like it felt like great, and yeah, man. So I want to get back to like doing that kind of stuff, right? And that's what really inspires me, like to kind of like really in a positive way, and to kind of like get results so I can like show other people like how I'm doing this kind of stuff and like kind of do that for them as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I 100% resonate with that because when I hosted my, the previous event that I hosted, I remember, people were just there saying that, how much like this helped them and seeing like, I remember there was one like guy in an event, he came in, he was like pretty introverted, and then when he came out of the event, he was like really like pumped up, when I saw that look in the eyes, I was like, wow, this, everything that I did, just this moment just made like everything that I did worth it, man. Just seeing how just by being yourself, you can actually help so many people, and realizing that you actually are able to help so many people and changing other people's life. I think that's really powerful.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Because I feel like after you reach like a certain point of level of success, money is not gonna be your main driving force. You gotta start digging deeper. At first it's fun. At first you're like, oh, you're not gonna make that money. Mm-hmm. But then when you're there, you realize that, wait a second, what's going on here? Right. Why am I not feeling like? Why I'm not feeling like whole and complete? Why I'm not feeling like fucking awesome?
Yeah.
I think it's done a lot to changing our core beliefs, because I realized that for me, so I had this realization like very recently, right? That nothing on the external can truly make us feel like literally nothing, like money, like none of that. It's quite crazy to think about it. And I'm starting to, as I'm going on my journey, I'm starting to really realize that true happiness and true fulfillment in life, just comes from just being. Comes from just being connected to your most divine natural state. Because I believe that when you look at a baby, for example, they have no suffering. They're really like fucking like really stuck for no fucking reason. And I believe that that's literally everyone on this planet, that's our most like natural default state. So it's about chasing the external success, having material success so that you can take care of your family, so that you can travel the world and you can explore new stuff. That's cool. But at the same time, what I feel is you gotta do the deep work and dive into like the shit, like your unconscious, dive into like your, like emotional traumas, your wounds, and actually heal yourself so you can get into this really nice state where you feel like whole and complete while you still have all the external stuff, but you're not so attached to the external stuff. You're just in a way like enjoying it, and even if you lose it, you're still kind of cool with it because you're so happy with just by being yourself. There's no reason to be happy, and I don't think there's a need for us to have a reason to be happy. And from the space, you go out there and you actually achieve success and you actually take massive action in your business, and that's just how I feel about this.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. Like I definitely don't think, because I went through. I'll just be honest with you, man. I went through all that shit, like, like with the money and stuff. Like I had the money and stuff, and that didn't make me happy, and I did the whole girls things, partying, like I've literally like been in clubs multiple times, got the exact girl that I wanted, did this kind of stuff, and I still feel empty inside, like all this kind of shit. You just like, damn, bro, like it's like, fuck, like this is the best possible thing that I can like envision for myself when I still don't feel like happy. Like I've literally had nights where like literally, bro, like I said, I made the money and stuff. I went out and got like the exact most beautiful girl that was there and this kind of shit. And I was just like I just didn't feel good. Like I was just like, it just didn't feel like it was gonna last. It just didn't feel like, it was just like all this shit just going through my mind, all this like shit. Like it's just like, fuck, man. Like you just like man. So you just like wonder. Like that's why I said like I'm trying to like still at this point where I'm trying to like understand like my, like you said, like you have wounds, you have traumas, you have all this kind of stuff, and like just really get into that state where like you can just be like just ultimately happy, just like you said, just being yourself, and just getting there, man. It's definitely a journey, though.
And I feel like, dude, that's a fucking like, good stuff, man. Because I really resonate with you on that. Like having success and then realizing that, wait, making money didn't make me happy. Then for me, I thought that maybe if I get like more girls, it's gonna make me happy. If I have more sex in my life, it's gonna make me happy.
Yeah, it doesn't, bro.
That shit, and then realize
you just feel empty. Like you just like, fuck, man. Like I want something. I want some connection. I want something deeper. I want like, I've definitely been through that and still going through that right now. Right, like it's just like it's not just about It's not just about like just just having as many girls as possible, or the prettiest girl, or this kind of stuff. Is about like a deeper connection to someone that you connect with, and all this kind of shit, right? Like it's just like, you know, like all this kind of external stuff, like living like a rapper, doing this kind of stuff, like it's not gonna make you happy, bro. Like it's not like
transitory. It's just like feel good in the moment, but afterwards when you're out of it, you're like, okay, you know, I'm still back to the same.
Yeah, you're like, I'm still like exactly the same. Exactly. Like that's the worst thing.
It's like you is still exactly like the same, you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's crazy.
And it's about diving into your childhood trauma, diving into like the shit that you have been suppressing, diving into all this thing that you have disowned in the past and actually releasing them. Then you can actually find true like bliss and joy in the moment. And I believe that that's what we're all actually like seeking for, just that we are using like different vehicles, you know. And yeah, you know, we might not know, but then once we get to a certain stage of success, then maybe like some people will start to realize that it actually didn't bring me the fulfillment that I want. That's when you actually start like doing like the deep work and asking yourself like those deep questions, you know, why do I think this way? Why am I the way that I am? You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, it's quite depressing, but at the same time, you know, I don't know, man.
It's just life, though, bro. Like, I mean, life. Life is fucking, you know, like you go through experiences. You have to like, you know, decompress stuff. I don't know. How do you feel about like? All right, so since we get into it, like, how do you feel about like? I was out here and they have this thing. It's like it's like It's like hypnotherapy or this kind of stuff. Because I know it's like very similar.
Yeah, dude, I have this like one of the hypnotherapists, Marissa Peer. Mm-hmm. You heard of Marissa Peer? She was speaking at Mind Valley. She was speaking at Mind Valley. So I'm in this event called Mind Valley right now, and she was speaking there. She's a very famous hypnotherapy.
You think it's pretty good stuff? Yeah, they have one here in Chiang Mai. For you guys who don't know, I actually just moved to Thailand, but they have one here in Chiang Mai. And I was actually thinking about going, and I was thinking about like some of my like I was thinking about like some of the stuff like why do I do stuff the way that I do it, like some of the like limiting beliefs that I have. And like bringing them to like this hypnotherapist, and like apparently the person that's out here is really good as well. But this is something that I was actually recently going to be getting into to kind of really make my mindset shifts, because I think it's I don't know, man, it's just interesting. Like I don't know if you, because I'm really into, like, for me, affirmations work very well. I don't know about like traditional therapy. I was thinking about going to that kind of stuff as well, because people are like, oh, like you need to. I think I can like sometimes I can get like just like bottle shit up too much and just be like, whatever. But then like, I think it does kind of affect me. So I don't know, man. But for me, I know affirmations work. I'm really into like meditation. I'm really into this kind of stuff.
I think I got the perfect. After this video, I'm gonna send you this video. I think like this guy will really like help you with like I think he can help you, you know, like find the answers some of the answers that you're seeking for. Because this like specific YouTuber that I follow, you know, he really like shed a lot of light on some of the shit that I was dealing with as well in the past. So I think it's gonna help you as well. Cool. But what I realized about affirmations is, you know, they help you in the moment. Like for example, you think I'm happy, I'm successful. For that moment, you feel really good because you're using your conscious mind to dictate how you wanna feel at that point of time. But what I find with that is, you know, it's not long lasting, because after you stop using your conscious mind, you get back to the subconscious, which actually controls 95% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotion, and then you're back to the same old you, right? Mm-hmm. So stuff like, say, affirmations and stuff, they might work in the moment, but after a while, once you're not using it, you're gonna be back to your old, you know, same like subconscious, like unconscious self. So it's about going to your unconscious and releasing and going like really deep into like, you know, your unconscious mind and releasing. So, bro, I'm gonna share with you this, man. This is so random, but I just thought, you know, this is gonna help you and maybe like help someone out there in this.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good too. If you can think of it, just say it.
Yeah,
too.
So you know, recently.
So for the people watching.
So recently, for me, you know, I've been like, so super random. Recently, I've been dealing with like this shit as well. You know, I feel like, you know, I've been dealing with a lot of like suppressed emotion and suppressed, like, you know, just like suppressed emotion in general, suppressed energy. And I have this like, you know, feeling where I feel like I'm just like a bad person for no like particular reason. I have this like thing going on where I just keep feeling like, what if I'm a bad person, what if I'm toxic? Mm-hmm. So one day, you know, like 2 days ago, I did like a meditation where I really dived deep into my unconscious, really like allowing myself to feel everything, right? And I was in this crazy trance-like state, you know. I was really like diving into my unconscious, thinking about my past and diving into like all the shit which actually make me who I am, actually releasing resistance to different aspects of me. Because I realized that the reason why we don't feel whole and complete right now in this present moment is because we have things that we disown in the past and we chose and we gave it a certain meaning and we disown it. So we are in a way using a lot of energy to suppress that aspect of us. But if we actually decide to go into your unconscious, release those resistance into release those resistance into and kind of integrate that part of yourself which you disown into yourself right now, you'll just feel like so much more free. So while I was doing the meditation, right, 1 hour into it, suddenly I had this insane like moment where I felt like so much like shit going in my body and it's up to my head. All of a sudden, this is gonna sound pretty fucking crazy to like you guys.
Were you meditating or were you on acid? No, I'm fucking with you.
I'm joking. I was just like meditating at home. I was sitting down, right?
I know.
So all of a sudden, it just happened. I just started like shaking my head, right? I was meditating. I was like, in the position. For like fucking 5 minutes, man. That shit happened 5 minutes, and I was thinking like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Then I was just okay, cool, just let it go, just let let like all the shit come on. I was like a little bit scared at the same time, but at the same time, I could feel that it was almost like all the shit I've been holding into is like just releasing themselves. And after the meditation, I just felt so fucking free. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I never felt so alive in my life. I never ever felt so alive. I was like, I just felt so fucking free in that moment, and I realized that this is the shit that we all actually need to really do to feel that state that we want to feel all the time. But I'm gonna share with you guys I'm gonna share with you like something so you can kind of like check out these videos as well. It's really good. He talks about why we don't feel happy all the time, why we don't feel whole and complete, and how to actually get to the state that we really want to be in. So yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
And yeah, we totally like went like
yeah,
all
no,
over
it
the
just
place,
it's cool, man.
It's
It just
authentic.
I guess it's just kind of like a testimony to like you guys. Like obviously you guys, you watch these videos because you want to get specific success with with your financial situations for most people, right? But just know like when you get there, like if you still don't fix certain things when it comes to certain past emotional traumas or certain things that you're dealing with on emotional levels or psychological levels and things like that, especially when you get money, a lot of times people like when they have more resources, it actually can be a more negative thing because they have more resources to kind of and money doesn't make you better, it just kind of like magnifies who you are. And if you put a magnification on something that's negative, it's just going to be like obviously grow and become more negative, certain aspects of your personality and stuff like that. So but yeah, obviously too, like, having money is cool because, you can help your family, you can help this kind of stuff as well. But just know, like, like we said, you want to keep that balance and keep that consciousness about like what's going on, with you mentally, what's going on with you and this kind of stuff so that you can like, be healthy and, are good in all aspects of your life. But yeah, man, I'm definitely going to check that out as far as like I've been thinking about doing it, but I just haven't really done it yet with the hypnotherapy stuff. I've been thinking about doing that kind of stuff. I don't know if you had tried it or if you had thought about it or did this kind of stuff, but I'm really into that kind of stuff. Like I'm really into meditation. Even though I don't meditate as much as I would like to. I actually read a book. It's called actually got it here. It's been helping me more develop habits. Oh, it's called Atomic Habits. It's really good.
Oh yeah, heard of it.
Yeah, Atomic Habits is like really good on like developing habits. It's basically just like it's basically just like what I took from it was like developing a habit is more like it's like triggers, mostly like triggers and stuff like that, like how you set up, how you like even your environment, like how my apartment is set up will trigger certain things. And if I have like cakes sitting on my counter, right, like if I have like cupcakes or donuts sitting on my counter every day, like I'm more likely, like if you just track that over time, like I'm more likely I'm going to eat more donuts versus if I don't have junk food in my house versus if I don't have this kind of stuff versus if like one trigger that I have right now, like it's funny, like every time after I wake up in the morning, this is like a thing that I've like set for myself, and I've only missed one day, but like every time I wake up in the morning, when I see this brown couch, you guys see this brown couch right here? When I walk out, my room is here, and I walk out here and I see this brown couch, I have to sit down and meditate for like 1 minute, right?
Wow.
And you guys may say like,
it's awesome.
Yeah, you guys may say like, why 1 minute? Like 1 minute meditation is like nothing. But the reason why 1 minute meditation is because it's not necessarily about like meditating for like 20 to 30 minutes. It's like each 1 minute meditation like casts a vote towards the type of person of being a meditator. So like as I'm meditating, as I start to meditate every single day, I start to like on a subconscious level like change my view of myself as a person that's trying to meditate. Oh, I'm a meditator. Like for example, like for me personally, I don't have a problem going to a gym because I have like always in my life, I'll have like a deep, very deep subconscious thing of like I'm a fit person, I'm a healthy person, I'm a person that like likes to work out. Like if I don't go to the gym, if I don't go outside, if I do something, I literally feel like shit. You know, like on a subconscious level. So like, you know, this is just something that like I believe on like a deep level. Like I'm a person that works out. I'm a person that like does this kind of stuff as well. And when you make those deep kind of like, that's why when I see like a person that's like fat, like honestly, or like a big person, like I don't like, it's like I don't understand it. Like I'm like, it's just like the same thing of like how people can like see a smoker. It's like, why the fuck would you smoke cigarettes? Like it's so stupid. Like, or this kind of stuff. Like it's just like on a deep level, like you're like a different type of person. And same thing as well. Like, and for me making these kind of shifts with, you know, you can do these very, very small kind of habits daily, like stuff like meditating one day or like drinking one bottle of water or doing this kind of stuff that like may not necessarily kind of change who you are like in that moment, but it makes a vote for changing your subconscious mind that then, you know, creates this like long-term effect of like, oh, I'm a meditator, of course I meditate every day. Or I'm a person who works out, of course I do this kind of thing every day. Or I do this kind of stuff. So that's actually been a really good book for me. I read it like I'm like,
yeah, dude, like that's fucking amazing. And to kind of add, you know, because I was thinking how this can actually relate back to people who are doing e-commerce is, I realized that the shift, right, to go from someone who's just, you know, not running online business to someone who's running online business is the shift in your identity, like the shift in your core identity. Yeah. So by actually taking action, like what you said, you know, by building the habit of working in the store, running an e-commerce business and just sticking to it, you're in a sense telling your subconscious brain that you are an entrepreneur. You're in a way like kind of like holding on the label that, you know, you're an entrepreneur, and that's gonna help you massively, right? So the more action you take, the more you're gonna ingrain your subconscious brain that that's a part of your identity. And if you really like embody this identity, like, okay, cool, I wanna, you know, like make millions of dollars, you gotta ask yourself, okay, who am I gonna be to make millions of dollars? And you actually embark on the journey of saying like becoming a very successful entrepreneur and adopting that identity. That's when I believe that you can really like achieve like success, because I believe that everything that we have on the external is just a reflection of who we believe we are on the internal. It sounds a bit pretty fucking crazy, but I think that's really 100%.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Everything that we have on external, whether like success or like anything, our life, relationships, everything, right, is a reflection of how we define ourselves, how we choose to believe about ourselves. Mm-hmm. So if you can do some things like creating positive habits by taking action every single day, even if you don't feel like it, you're redefining the way you see yourself. And the more you redefine the way you see yourself as someone who takes positive action, as someone who is positive, is the more you can actually feel more fulfilled and more happy and get more results in your business and your life, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I would say as well, I think I found that like creating an identity shift for me is like the biggest thing for like students, right? Like I think that's our biggest like kind of thing, because I remember for me like the identity shift that like really made me go like, shit, like I can really do this. Like it was like an identity shift where like I went from, because I remember I think I was 19, and I remember I closed my first deal, and like I had been reading all these entrepreneurial books. I had been doing this kind of stuff, but it had been like, oh, you can do it, but I had never made no money online. I had never did this kind of stuff. And I remember I closed my first deal, and it was for like $3,000. And I was just like looking at it in my bag. I was like, oh my fucking God, like somebody gave me $3,000. Like what the fuck? Like this is real. And it was like, I literally remember that moment where like it went from like reading books, watching videos to like, okay, this is real. I'm an entrepreneur. I can do this, right? And like making that shift from like, you know, I'm a 9-to-5 person, or I'm this kind of person, to like I can actually make this work. I think for us as influencers, whatever you want to call it, people that you watch on YouTube, and for me, like when I have students and stuff or whatever, like I feel like that's the biggest thing that you can make. Like for most people, it's going to be a result. Like if you once you start making, like if you make over like $10,000 a month or whatever, like, or whatever the result is. For me, it was $3,000 or whatever it is. If you can make over a specific amount, like it kind of changes your identity from like going like, oh, I'm watching these guys on YouTube, oh, I'm watching these guys doing this kind of stuff, to like, oh shit, I just did this, and this is a real thing that's possible. And that shifts your like identity of like view of the world, and it like shapes everything. You like look everything through this different lens now. And yeah, man. So like, I think that's really like,
yeah, dude, 100%, and I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what's gonna actually, you know, change your life by shifting your identity, right? Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, seems like this interview is getting like 1 hour long. Dude, we had an amazing conversation, man. So what would you say like right now? Okay, how should someone like find you? Should they like go to your YouTube, or should I like go to your Instagram? How should like someone like contact you if they wanna like follow you on social media? So
Yeah, if you wanna follow me on social media, you can just go to just type in Dante Walker on YouTube. That's DonteWalker on YouTube. You can type in Dante Walker on Instagram as well.
cool. So just like the name on your cap,
Yeah,
just, like,
right there.
type
Look
in-
at that. Right
Yeah.
there, Dante Walker.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you can go to DonteWalker.com/apply if you're interested in like working together and stuff. I can only take like for students and stuff. I only take like maybe like 2 or 3 a month or something, or like a lot of times like a lot less than that, because obviously like I don't do my coaching where it's like an agency or like this kind of stuff. Like I work personally with people, so it's like really it's very hands-on, right? Yeah, it's like high level hands-on, this kind of stuff. So like depending on when you're watching this video, I may or may not be taking people, but if you're interested in something like that as well, you can go to DonteWalker.com/apply and all the information for that to come up.
Awesome.
And I'll give Gary all the stuff so you guys can have that information as well.
And wait, before we end, I suddenly just thought of this question I want to ask you, right? And this is a question that I think is very powerful.
Okay.
What are you afraid of?
All right. You want to know? All right. The two things. I'll say 2 things. What I'm afraid of the most. I said in a sentence. It's gonna sound. It's depressing, right? So if you say this kind of stuff, but
it's real.
I'm afraid of dying alone and not realizing my potential in life. Like I'm afraid to like die and like realize that I could have done like way more and that I didn't like affect as many lives as I could, and like just living with regret and this kind of stuff. Cause like that's been a big thing in my life where like I will always look back and be like, all right, so specifically, I don't have this problem anymore, but specifically I remember like being in like high school and like it was this girl I wanted to like ask to prom and like I didn't do it, and I was like, fuck man, like I always think like, oh, what if I would have did this? And then like, it just like you just think about like just like these kind of regrets, like this kind of stuff. So like my biggest regret is like to die alone and then like realize like not realize my potential and like look back and be like, damn, when I was 25 I could have done this so much more. Even like when I look back when I was 22, when when I had like massive success in the e-com industry, like everybody was like coming at me trying to like do interviews, trying to like do this kind of stuff, but I just didn't want to do it. And like I feel like I could have realized my potential in that way as well, and I didn't do it. So like now I have these kind of things that I look back and be like, damn, like I could have done so much more, and I could have done like this kind of stuff. Like obviously like I'm still doing well, and things are fine, but like just not realizing like my full potential and like living up to like the abilities that I truly have is like a really big fear, and like dying alone, because like that's just sad. So like yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Dying alone as in like without like a partner, or like what do you mean dying alone?
Yeah, without a partner, without like a family, this kind of stuff. Like this, but the weird thing is I don't really have women problems. Like I don't really have problems. Like I don't know. Like it's just a bunch of shit I got going on. Like
maybe like you mean dying without actually having like connect with someone on a deep level, without having like someone that you really like. Okay, I kind of like
on a deep level, like and like build a family and this kind. Because like I come from kind of a big family. Like my grandma, my grandpa like built like the whole thing for like my dad, and like obviously for us to like do this kind of stuff, and I want to do the same thing as well. And obviously to do that, you have to be able to like connect with somebody on a deep level and build something that really matters and this kind of stuff, and like just like again like not realizing my potential in that way and this kind of stuff. So yeah, man, that's
awesome. What about the second one?
Oh yeah, the second one was not realizing my potential. That was the same thing. So not realizing. The first one was down low. The other one was like not realizing my potential. So in my career, not affecting many people as I could have. Like I said with the whole YouTube thing, like I feel like I could have like if I would have done that, earlier, like it would have been like insane. Like I said, and because nobody else was doing it, like I was having like crazy ass success, and I was just fucking lazy, bro. I just didn't do it. Like it makes no sense. Like looking back. But just like not, putting that information out there, not affecting as many people's lives as I can, like looking back and be like, damn, like I could have did way more of my life. I could have like been, things could have been better. like this kind of stuff, and like I just didn't do it. Like why?
But I see that's really hard though, because I kind of feel you on that. But at the same time, I realized that there's always more. You know, you could always like do much more. You know, like for example, you said your biggest fear is like dying and then regretting on the things that you should or should not have done. But what if there's always like more things, you know, that you could have done? You know, what if your focus is always on, wait, I could actually like do this. Maybe at the end of your life, you impacted like millions of lives or billions of lives, whatever. But you still feel like, wait, I could have done much more. Maybe that's a shift in your focus, right? Maybe that's a shift in the perspective, not exactly the things that happen on the outside, right? Just like random thoughts came in, because I don't have that, so I'm kind of wondering, like, you know, the perspectives that you have to actually perceive it this way.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not actually the things on the outside, but it's actually just shifting the way you perceive things, right? Because definitely for me, you know, I have so many things which are in a way like regretted, but at the same time, you know, I never actually regretted anything. I feel like even though I messed up so much of my life, you know, I still feel like it's not bad, you know. Even if I die right now, you know, I won't. Okay, maybe I'll definitely regret and be upset, but not in a way where I feel like I haven't like truly lived up to my full potential yet. So yeah, that's what I was curious about, like the way you actually like perceive reality. So that's cool as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely look at certain things. I just wonder, like, damn, what if I would have did this and that? Like, I definitely think like that sometimes. Like, I just think like, I wonder what. So like, but I would say like how my life that's manifested itself very positively now, because as I get older, I just do whatever the fuck I think I should do. Like, it makes me like not. I leave no stones unturned with things, because it's just like I just do it. Like I just like go like. I just do it. Like if I want to think, like if I say a girl's pretty, if I say go to a club, I say girl, I will talk to her every time. Like I don't give a fuck. Like you know what I mean? Like every time, like and like it's fine. And awesome, same thing with business. Like if I want to start a business, if I want to do this, like I would do it. I would just be like, yeah, let's do it. And I do it. So I don't really have that anymore. But definitely earlier on, this was something that kind of like drove me, and like it's still something that it's still, like I said, it's like an aspect of my personality. And but I would think even like, I mean, I could even look at last week and be like, damn, like I probably could have did more last week, you know, like you know, like you just think like probably so, like I probably could have did more shit today, you know, like I don't know, like it's probably like you said, I probably got some shit going on in my head, like where it's just like I think a certain type of way, you know, but yeah, it's just, you know, we all got our things, right?
Yeah, we all have like different things that we are going through, but dude, like good talk, man.
Yeah.
Love this. Yeah.
Cool, man. It's been real, man. Thanks for having me, guys. And
Alright guys, so thanks for watching this video till the end. And then if you're actually watching this right now, you're fucking amazing. You're awesome, because you actually took one of your time to actually watch our interview and learn from us, and actually just absorb the content, because I feel like watching things like this is actually gonna expand your awareness and expand your consciousness, so that you can actually achieve more results in your business. So if you actually like this video, make sure to hit the like button below and let me know if you actually enjoyed this video or not. Let me know your opinion on this interview, so that I can actually go back and in a way recraft, or not really recraft, but actually make more similar videos, or make like different kind of videos. Just let me know what kind of videos you want to see more often. And don't forget to also check out Donte Walker, his YouTube channel. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box below. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's a great guy, amazing e-commerce mentor as well. He done multiple 7 figures, as you already know. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.